Roblox Rivals is one of the biggest games on Roblox with billions of visits and millions active every day, which begs the question, who is actually the best Rivals player? Today, we will look at some of the most talented players that I know, ranging from YouTubers like tanqr, seltzer, and Enrique to ranked players like CX, Binkle, and Ricky, to find out who is the best. So make sure you watch to the end for the real face of Rivals. Now, before we get into the best player in Rivals, let's take a look at our sponsor, Maono. As you can hear, this mic sounds very clear. It comes with this software to adjust the sounds, effects, and noise suppression. It has customizable RGB so you can change it to any color. Here you can see it in two different color modes. Personally, I like the red so it can match my setup. The software is very beginner friendly. As you can see here, I can change the preset and sound like I'm singing. And then here you can change the color. You can change it to looping or fixed, which I like it red, matches my setup again. And this is perfect for all gamers and streamers. For the price, it's hard to beat, and to make it better, I have been given a discount code for you guys that'll be in the description of this video along with the link to this microphone. Thanks again to Maono for sponsoring this video. There are many skills when it comes to Rivals, so you can't just take the best aimers, the best movement players, or the highest streak players. The best player is the player that can master every single skill in Rivals perfectly. So I'm going to split up these three categories. The first one will be aim. Aiming could be anyone who can track like crazy, flick like crazy, or all of the above. Next is movement. Movement could be anything like tap strafing where enemies can't hit you, getting to the other side of the map insanely quick, or using your surroundings to slide, or learning new text to get around the map quickly. The last one is game sense. Things like knowing where your enemy will go, anticipating where they are, and knowing when and where to shoot. So we're going to look at these YouTubers and pro players and give them a rating 1 through 10 on their aiming, movement, and game sense. Before we move on to the literal pros, let's get into the known YouTubers around the scene. Now obviously I know I'm the best, but let's figure out these other people. First up, we have the well-known tanqr. tanqr is well known in the Bed Wars and Rivals community as one of the best. He is on the road to Diamond Everything, which, if you don't know, takes insane time and effort. His tracking and game sense is insane, and his movement is not bad. Overall, we're going to give tanqr a 10 in aim, 8 in movement, and a 9 in game sense, giving tanqr an overall score of 9. Second, we have minibloxia. minibloxia is not in the competitive scene, but we have all seen his insane streak and controller videos. His aim is cracked on controller, and he hits insane headshots pretty consistently. minibloxia deserves a 7 in aim, 7 in movement, and an 8 in game sense, making Mini a 7.3 out of 10. Next is Viekti. Viekti has had some insane collabs with people like Seltzer, Slingshot Boy, and Alkafist. Viekti is actually good at the game, but not comp level. Sorry Viekti. He has an insane streak of over 800, which is crazy. He's most known for his collabs and awesome challenges. We'll give Viekti an 8 in aim, 7 in movement, and 7 in game sense, also giving him a 7.3 out of 10. Next up is Elixir. If you've heard of Elixir, you would know that he's the best at sniper. His quickscopes are insane, and he even got banned accidentally. He comes from Arsenal, so it makes sense why his aim is so good. Most of his channel is made up of sniper videos, which makes sense because who's better? For Elixir, we'll give him a 9 in aim, 7 in movement, and 8 in game sense, giving him an 8 out of 10. Moving on to our next person, we have the infamous enriquebruv. enriquebruv is well known in the YouTube community as well as in the competitive scene. Enrique does not have a rank in RCO, but can still destroy kids in game with his insane tracking and flicking skills. His game sense is insane, and his streak isn't bad with over a 700 game win streak. For Enrique, we'll give him an 8 in aim, 9 in movement, and 8 in game sense, giving Enrique an 8.3 overall score. Next, we have another YouTuber most of y'all have recently heard of, Seltzer. Seltzer is most well known for beating Enrique and Fendi, and also has an insane ego. He also dominates in the competitive league, being R9 low in RCL, the highest rank being R10 high. His aim is immaculate, and you can see in his videos he hardly misses a shot, and his game sense is insane. Overall, we'd have to give Seltzer a 10 in aim and an 8 in game sense, giving Seltzer an overall score of 8.7. Now is one of the best competitive upcoming YouTubers, Appolino or Apple. Apple is blowing up on YouTube for playing with the best competitive players and the best YouTubers. His videos are very unique and fits his personality well. We'll give Apple a 7 in aim and an 8 in game sense, giving Apple a final score of 8.3. Next is one of my homies, Sharp. Sharp's movement and game sense is off the charts and gets accused for speed hacking daily, but he lacks an aim. I promise he told me to say this. Sharp's YouTube is going crazy as he has done a rival stream every day for 100 days and does 24-hour streams. For Sharp, I'll give him a 7 in aim, 10 in movement, and a 9 in game sense, giving him an 8.6 overall. Not bad. Next up, we have the 3 best controller players. First up is arguably the best of the 3, Fendi. Fendi has collabs with famous YouTubers such as Enrique and Chex. Fendi dominates on controller and it's very hard to play against him. He owns one of the best clans in Rivals, Sync, which dominates all other clans. We'll give Fendi an 8 in aim, 8 in movement, and an 8 in game sense, giving Fendi an 8 overall. Second, we have Trick. Trick has the most insane grenade launcher movement and goes crazy across the maps, and has the best tracking I've ever seen on controller.
No, I was talking about starter.
Yeah. Oh hell, the 50 Robux one? Yeah, the 50 Robux one would be so good if they revert.
He's featured in a couple minibloxia videos and has a TikTok where he posts crazy edits and movement text. Trick's gameplay deserves him an 8 in aim, 9 in movement, and 6 in game sense, giving him a 7.6 out of 10. Our last controller player is Alkafist, aka Mr. Narrator. Alkafist has the biggest streak of all controller players and isn't bad in the slightest. He's made videos with enriquebruv and slingshot boy. He's beat enriquebruv and has played with slingshot boy and has insane movement with grenade launcher as well. He also has insane movement with grenade launcher and posts those clips on TikTok. Alkafist deserves an 8 in aim, 9 in movement, and 6 in game sense, and like Trick, gets a 7.6 overall. Next up, we have one of the best mobile players out, 3Q. He had a 2,000 plus streak that got lost and is already back up in the 1000s. This guy has insane aim for a mobile player and is a revolver demon. For 3Q, we'll give him an 8 in aim, 8 in movement, and 7 in game sense, giving him a 7.6. Now, we're gonna move on to some of the competitive players. Most of these guys aren't known around the YouTuber community, but are common faces in the comp scene. First up, we have Ricky. Ricky is one of the highest ranked players in the competitive league, being ranked R10 low. He beats well-known players with ease like Fendi, Philhood, and Oduck. His tracking and flicks are insane, and his game sense and movement are too.
Think about the fits I could make with this.
Okay, yeah. I messed it up.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my.
For Ricky, I'd give him a 9 in aim, 10 in movement, and a 9 in game sense, giving him a total of 9.3. Next in the comp scene, we have CX. CX is also one of the top ranked players, being R9 high. CX comes up with crazy movement methods on maps like Docks, and comes up with the best glitch spots in maps like Graveyard. CX has incredible aim, flicks, and movement as well.
That is awesome. Oh shit, some kid is reporting.
I'd give him a 10 in aim, 9 in movement, and a 9 in game sense, also giving him a 9.3. Lastly, in the competitive scene, we have the highest ranked player, Binkleton, who is currently the only R10 high player. He has the most insane skills I've ever seen. Binkle comes up with the best movement methods across arena, and has the most insane aim to the point where he gets accused for hacking almost daily, and he also has the best game sense. For Binkle, I'd give him a 10 in aim, a 10 in movement, and a 10 in game sense, making him our only perfect score, a 10. Now technically, if we're going off skill, we can say that Binkletone is the best player in Rivals. But if we be real, the most popular YouTubers are who makes the game more fun and adds a variety of challenges and enjoyment. tanqr. Who is best in your opinion?